Do you have a dirty little secret? Welcome to the club.
And you're all invited.
The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We're handing out memberships, free of charge.
Step up to the VIP line and let Dayna and Brimstone take you on a weekly ride of secrets and debauchery.
Now buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get heated on the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
Guys, and Brimstone's face, if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the Dirty Little Secrets Club. I'm Dayna Pereira.
And this is Brimstone.
Brim, I know that you had kids in for your birthday. Is everybody gone? Is everybody still there? How are you feeling? Are you busy?
So, what do you call it? It was good. All the kids were there. Samantha brought Kenny with her and her boyfriend, and they came in for the birthday, and they listen, I love having all my kids around, but it can become overwhelming. You've got a lot of people, where, okay, I'm gonna go hide for a few, just let me go hide for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
No, but everything was great. We did a lot of things. Tried spending a lot of extra time. The positive is, I have a lot of really cool relationships. So we were able to, kind of go and do things that they don't get to do on a normal everyday basis.
Yeah.
So, we went and we played with the animals over at Sweetbriar. They got to pet the owls. And
what was the name of the one bird that you're always hanging with? Nebula. That's what it is. How do I not know that after, over 3 years of doing this together? I should have had that name down pat.
Nebula. Yeah, Nebula is my baby. What do you call it? So there are very few people that are allowed to hold Nebs, outside of outside of, the people that work there. And what do you call it? Yeah,
that's a beautiful bird.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. But, anytime I'm there, they know, okay, we got to make sure that Nebula comes out and sees Brim because she loves me too.
Because you besties?
Yes,
you besties?
She's so cute. I mean, she's such a beautiful bird, and I've always loved birds, big birds, because I had, parrots and so forth. But an owl is just so. How often do you get to sit and see an owl up close and personal, unless you go into a zoo? And then to hold one?
They're pretty magical, in my opinion. And I know that sounds woo-woo as fuck, but I just feel, I don't know, there's just something special about an owl.
It makes me happy. Every time I'm with her, I get to see and pet her, and I'm holding her. I'm like, I'm holding an owl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's so. I'm holding this owl, and I love her so much.
She's not pecking my eyes out. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, she's really, really good. You just pet her, and she's usually pretty good. It was funny because she had a long day that day when I was holding her. She was out doing an appearance. So isn't that funny? She does appearances too. So
bested by a bird.
Yeah. So she does her educational appearances. So she'd been, gawked at all day, and I'm sure touched by a bunch of people, but she knows me, so she's comfortable. But I went and I was petting her, I was holding her and I was petting her from on her
behind
back.
Yeah.
And and usually I'll get right up behind her neck and scritch, nice and gentle for her, and she likes that. But when I started doing it, and then she turned around, she started growling at me, when I was rapping, and I was like, I said, Nebula, are you serious? Are you kidding me? And then she put her little head down, all right. And she side-eyed me, and I pet her behind the neck, and she closed her eyes and enjoyed that. But I was, I love that bird, and I love Sweetbriar in general. So if anybody's in the Long Island area and they have an opportunity to go down there and support, it's fantastic. Right now, I told you before the show, right after we were there, some jackass hacker hacked their Instagram with over 70,000 followers, and that's their way to raise money, and they're trying to get $500 out of them, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for when you're dealing with why do that to
so ridiculous. How awful. And there's no guarantee that if they send that money that they're going to get their account back from these people.
No guarantee. Nothing, no guarantee
Oh,
whatsoever. So
people
you'll
suck,
we'll
man.
see what happens. I mean, I put in a couple of calls and to see if I can help out a little. So we'll see what happens. If anybody that is out there that listens to us is from Instagram and or Meta and can help us out,
Yeah,
we
or
really
know
appreciate it.
somebody, please.
Yes, I did make a call. There's about 3 people internally that hopefully will be working on this, but just in case, every
Yeah.
little bit helps. It's at Sweetbriar Nature Center. That's the handle. So if anybody can help out, really appreciate it. But
Wow.
yeah, so we went there. It's down right now, like I said, for ransom, but we went there. Then the next day we went out to see my friends over at Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. We went over with my
Ooh.
friends at Horse Feathers. We went to the Lyndhurst Mansion, which Danielle was over the moon about because it's gorgeous there. It's big, huge, gothic. You've seen pictures
I've seen
that I
pictures,
did
yeah.
when I did the photo
Uh-huh.
shoot there. Yeah, I mean, the inside is really cool. I mean, look, I love the outside of it because it's just wow. But
Mm-hmm.
the inside, I mean, it's really cool looking. The architecture is just ridiculous. It's big, gothic, cool. So we had a great time. She wants to go back already.
It is a good thing you have all of these connections because that sounds like I would be eating ramen noodles for like the next year.
Pretty much. And that's what it is. And it's funny because some people would literally go, okay, either I don't want kids or
Yeah.
or they don't want to be that baby daddy and they duck out. And there was actually one dude who actually hacked a database to fake his own death so he wouldn't have to pay child support. Can you imagine? Can you
What?
imagine this dude?
What? This okay.
So
This is like
you
next
know the
level.
story. Yeah.
Next fucking level. And I'm saying next level as in you are a next level piece of fucking trash because
Add water in my mouth,
yeah,
eh? Come on. Come on now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
he owed $100,000
Oh, Jesus.
in back child support.
Oh, that's just
I've
crazy.
$100,000.
Oh, my Lord. So he's from Kentucky. What do you call it? He wound up getting for this. He got 81 months in prison for computer fraud and aggravated identity theft. So I don't know. I don't know what he thought he was gonna do. But he somehow successfully registered himself as dead.
He
As unalived.
hacked the database and
Yeah.
made a case for him being dead. And then I believe, if I read the article correctly, that he was doing it for other people.
Wow.
Did I see that correctly? And was like doing a business?
He actually was offering to sell access to the systems and sell stolen databases containing the information like social security numbers and other stuff to other people, other cyber criminals on the dark net. So what do you call it? I've never been on the dark net. I guess I've heard about it a million times. I don't want
even
to
know
know
how
about it.
to get there. Like, do you just Google dark web? How do they let you in? Is there a bouncer at the door? Is there a fucking password?
You have to give 3 onions and a sweet potato just to sign on. Like, what's the deal here? I don't know what the deal is, to be completely blunt. I do know some people who've messed around on it before, but I just didn't even want to ask because everything's always listening, phones,
No,
computers.
the less you know, the better.
Yeah, don't want to know. Don't want to know. The crazy thing is this dude is pretty much, one of the biggest jackasses and a-holes on the planet. One,
Agree.
you didn't take care of your kids. One, you didn't take care of your kids. And
Mm-hmm.
two, he's a hacker. And we just spoke about how a hacker did what they did to a small little business. You know what I mean? So now you're talking about for what this one was doing. This guy sitting and not paying over $100,000 to his own child.
I wish that the article said how many children he has because it doesn't say, but $100,000 is an obscene amount of child support to not have paid. Also, like it could be that he has one kid, but he is, I don't know, Brad fucking Pitt and makes $40 million a year or something. Doesn't seem like it in this case because never heard of this guy. He's definitely not Brad Pitt.
No.
But 100, like, do
And
you
that's
have 74 children?
and that's nothing. That's nothing. You know,
Yeah.
you know why? Because he did all the stuff to the governmental and corporate computer systems. Now that in along with the child support obligations,
Hmm.
he actually owes $195,000 and change. So his complete obligation to pay is now over just close to, I guess it's closer to $196,000
Jeez.
that he needs to pay in order over the 100,000 now, so now it's an extra almost 100,000 that he's got to pay. That's crazy.
Well, he did
And
himself no favors, that's for sure.
no, and then the what do you call and the what do you call it? It says 85% of the prison sentence will be under probation. So he's got 3 years probation, and he's gonna have to pay for probation too. So, I don't know if you know that, but when you're on probation, you actually have to pay for probation.
You have to pay for probation?
Yeah. How
How
ridiculous is that?
how the fuck do you pay for probation? I'm so confused. I mean, clearly I have never been on probation.
No. Well, you have to pay because they're supposed to be watching over you and what do you call it? Yeah.
So you have to pay for your own babysitter
You
while
have
you're
to
on
pay for your own
probation.
babysitter. Yep. I think that is the most ridiculous thing on the planet. And
And that's
yeah.
not like a government funded
Not saying that
thing.
this guy
It's a
doesn't deserve it. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
saying
no, for sure.
you're
For
never gonna
sure. I'm just
you're never gonna get ahead.
confused. Yeah.
You're never going to get ahead. That's the case. Never going to get ahead. But listen, I mean, some people just don't want to take care of their kids, and it's sad. But then you've got other kids that you might want to get rid of.
Oh boy.
The little perverts that are running around, little boys that are, coming into their manhood, and cannot keep control under their sexual urges.
I think I know where you're going with this. And
Would you like?
would it happen to be that guy from Baywatch? What's his name? Jeremy Jackson?
Jeremy Jackson, he played Hobie, which was David Hasselhoff's son on the show.
Oh, and he was coming into his manhood
Yeah,
while
he's
he was on that show.
going through puberty.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is that so he admitted something on the Howard Stern show a while back about doing some weird stuff. Funny enough that Nicole Eggert, who I used to love back when, what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
She was basically like, well, I'm glad that he at least was honest about it. But what he
Sure.
said, sure,
Well,
what he did say.
here's the thing. This kink, I'm just going to put it out there. This is a very common kink. People do this.
Yeah. So he went in and he would break into all of the girls' lockers, all his castmates' lockers, their trailers rather,
Hmm.
on set, and he would sniff their bathing suits.
Oh my
So he'd be
God.
sniffing the crotches in the bathing suits. And his line was, let's just say I've sniffed every pussy on Baywatch.
Oh, oh my God. Oh, oh, it got worse. It got so much worse.
I mean, look, as a guy, you go, all right, but at the end of the day, it's still inappropriate and an invasion of privacy, and
Such an invasion
yeah,
of privacy.
huge, huge,
And
huge.
what made him admit to this? Like,
Well,
what?
I guess he needs a little bit of love now. I mean, maybe he just needs some attention. Nobody's heard from him or of him in quite some time, as far as I know.
Well, he fell into drugs. He like
Well, he was huge into
super
drugs.
fell into, I think meth is, I don't know if that's where it ended, but that's definitely where it started. And the reason that he was fired from the show.
Oh, is it oh, well, the drugs was. Yeah, the drugs
Mm-hmm.
was. Well,
Yeah.
that when he was on Howard Stern, I believe that he said on there that he played with himself and pleasured himself while sniffing Pam Anderson's red one piece.
Oh no.
So like
Oh.
I
Oh
mean,
boy.
I think that is
Eesh.
absolutely beyond,
Eesh.
like,
That feels very,
um,
very yucky.
yeah,
That
yeah,
feels yuck. We are
yeah,
yucking your yum
yeah.
because ew.
Because ew, because ew. I mean, look, it's, I don't know, man. And I guess you can, when you're in the situation, where you're I'm in
Perversion.
entertainment. I'm in entertainment. I've seen a lot of things. I've had a lot of things thrown at me. And I get it. When you are, to a certain extent, when you have these supermodel Playboy-esque, women and
Sure.
everything, and maybe you have
And he's a kid.
opportunities, and yeah, and growing into this,
Mm-hmm.
like you are involved, maybe you're fooling around with people, on the side, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's already thrown at you, so then they need that extra kink to get off, even because
Mm-hmm.
it's all second nature already. So, like, where the normal person would see a gorgeous body and go, wow, you know what I mean? All
Right.
right, look what I'm getting. Like, woohoo, there's food around the
See,
corner,
I'm
food
fine.
around the corner.
The thing is, like
You
the
follow
whole
me on that?
the kink engine food around the corner.
No, 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 well, that too, but but in general, just like okay, well, I've already seen that. I've seen that. What's I need something more to
The
actually
Okay, I
get to
am
the
following you. Here's where I branch off into not okay. So, kink, sure. You like to sniff bathing suits. That's fine
with
if
permission,
there is consent.
right?
It's the breaking
Or if it's
into
your significant others.
taking. It's like if Joe was like, I want to sniff your underwear, I'm like, have a fucking party. Go for it. Like
Have
do
a
whatever you
party.
want. Yeah, I don't care. But with
I snorted.
consent, even if it's your partner, don't
Have a
just like
party.
fucking steal shit and like don't be creepy. Breaking in is creepy. Stealing and sniffing bathing suits, creepy.
Huffing on
Now,
crotches.
had he crotch huffing,
Can you hear? I'm
I'm
sorry.
like, will we get canceled if the name of this episode is crotch huffing?
I I would have been so mad at you if I took a sip before you said that, because that would have been all over my freaking studio here. That would have been all over the place. Wow.
Oh my God.
Crotch huffing.
Yeah.
Um, wow. Ouch. Yeah, I don't want to get canceled. But I shall take a sip now.
Oh,
So proceed,
okay. You
please.
go ahead and take your sip. But that is where it gets dicey,
Very
like,
dicey.
maybe don't do the thing where you are invading somebody's privacy and space and vulnerability
And trust.
and
Above all of it
trust.
is trust.
Yeah.
Very much so. There's trust in every relationship, whether it's co-stars,
Mm-hmm.
friends, co-hosts, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
a husband and wife trust, is a huge, huge thing. And I don't know if you saw this, but this dude who's like not even a young guy. He's in like his up there years,
Mm-hmm.
71. He was actually adding cocaine to his wife's drinks in hopes that she would die and he could marry her like 40-year-old freaking daughter. How insane is that? How insane is that? And she's trusting him, thinking, okay, oh, thank you, dear. You're being so sweet, getting me a soda.
Thank
How
you so
nice.
much. Well, she must have thought something because she cut that bitch open and saw that on the bottom of her Coke, there was a white powdery substance, and she took it to the police and
Mm-hmm.
was like, what the fuck? So the police take her to the hospital. It wasn't just cocaine, it was cocaine, it was MDMA. So she was doing ecstasy also.
Wow.
And then there was something else. I forget what it was. Benzo something or other. Let me
I'm
look.
not sure.
Benzodiazepines
Oh, wow.
is another one that they had found.
Benzos.
Yeah, that they had found in her system. And the thing is, he
Wow.
was giving this cocktail to her and she would pass out and then he would fuck her daughter and her daughter's friend.
Oh, and the friend? I didn't get that part.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
get that part. Really?
The daughter would come over and
Man, this
wear her
daughter like hated her
mom's,
mother, huh?
she must have, wear her mom's lingerie and then
Uh,
fuck her husband.
are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
what? That's some wild ish, man. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And
Oh
then,
my God.
and then her daughter was the one that put it into the husband's head that there's
Yeah.
a life insurance plan. Oh, hey, daddy, there's a life insurance plan. Why don't we off the old lady
Mm-hmm. And
and
then take the money.
yeah,
And that's the thing is she was probably going to off him afterwards.
probably.
Yeah. That's craziness.
Yeah.
Wow, the daughter is a scumbag. The daughter's 31, not 40. My bad.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
she's still old enough to know better.
And she, what do you call it? She wasn't arrested or anything from the way it looks.
Which is curious because if she's the one that was like planting these ideas in his head, but she wasn't the one that, put the substance into the Coke can, it really like she, in my opinion, bears some responsibility here.
Yeah, she's the one who put it. Well, doesn't matter. I'm not involved. I don't want
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Not
Not my
my
circus, not my monkeys.
How ridiculous. Like crazy, man. Crazy. Like why people will do anything. And it just makes you like wonder, like, oh my God, like as much as, I love my significant other, God forbid, like what, who the knows? Who knows what, You kidding me? Who knows? Really?
Like, just get divorced, bro.
Right. Like, can't you just like end it? If that's the case, just end it. But that was the thing, is that they didn't want to, they wanted the money. They wanted to take her out and take her money.
And now he's in
That's what they
jail,
wanted.
but he's not even in jail for a long time. He got
Well,
like
because it was
4
attempted.
years or something.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think he's going to make it out of there? I mean, he's 71. You think he's going to make it to 75 in prison?
He might make it to 7. Who knows? I don't know what his health is like or anything, but the fact that he attempted to kill somebody, doesn't that show that they would like fucking do that again? He's like, well, didn't succeed the first time. Let's try again.
Well, I mean, did the wife put in for divorce? I don't know about that.
Well, regardless, I think that attempted murder should carry a higher sentence than 4 fucking years.
You would think. Well, 4 years and then 5 years in probation, which basically he won't be able to do a goddamn thing. But again, look, and I don't want to get into that whole thing because it's the prisons are so overpacked, and
they are
like they shouldn't put bad people out on the streets, but they also
well, maybe they could release some of the people that are there on weed charges so that they can make room for the real fucking criminals.
This is true. I can give you a piece of that. I mean, oh my Lord. Well, look, I'm sure what's going to happen is, the old man's going to get in there. Maybe he hangs out with his new hacker friend who didn't want to pay for his kids' stuff. And maybe we'll see which one's the top and which one's the bottom. They could get busy, and then when they get out,
I mean, he's 71. I'm going to guess he's a bottom.
Yeah, probably. And the two of them are going to wind up being besties. And, we'll see what happens when they get out. Maybe they'll go and fool around, in their new car home because, they're not going to be able to afford anything else.
Yeah. Well, another couple that maybe might not be on the outs.
Oh.
They seem to be very in to each other, actually.
Oh.
So much so that while they were having sex in their vehicle, they didn't realize that the woman accidentally knocked it out of park and they ended up in a river.
What? That's amazing.
Could you imagine ending up in a river? You having sex in a car. Okay, real ass question, because my husband and I have been talking about this for a while now.
Okay.
Have you had sex in a car?
Of course.
Thank you. My husband has never had sex in a car.
Well, you're going to have to change it.
I tried, and he told me no.
Okay, Joe, you're out of your goddamn mind. Take that ish now while you can still get it. First of all, you have a big enough car to do it. If you need to, do it in your goddamn driveway. You know, like, take it. I'd be like, yes, ma'am.
To be fair, this was several years ago. I'm talking probably 10 plus years ago that I had tried to have sex with him in a car. He told me no. He was nervous about the public aspect of it. He was like, it was a no for him. And I was like, okay, whatever, fucking prude.
Well,
and so
listen, okay, in all fairness, and I'm not taking Joe's side on this. Joe, you go take her ass and bring her somewhere right now when you're doing this. And you know, like, I love you, brother. You need to go and make something happen. But anyway, I mean, look, you have a house now, whatever. But still, you know, don't turn that down.
Spice it up a little bit.
Spice it up a little bit. But the fact is, and I'm gonna put it out there. You know, you and I are from a time, even though we're not super old. You know, we are from a time where there weren't as many cameras. You know what I mean? And
totally, yes.
So.
Yes.
Doing it now,
a little more risque.
10 years ago, it was still a little more risky than it was 20 years ago. You know what I mean? 20 years ago, as long as a cop didn't come by or somebody didn't pop up, you're good.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Now every park has cameras.
Right.
Every parking lot has cameras.
Right. I mean, you guys have all the dark tinted windows anyway, so you're good.
Yeah. Nobody would see.
You're good.
Definitely.
No. Sure. And when that car goes rocking, don't come and knocking, you know?
Yeah. And don't park next to a river because you could end up under the water.
Right. And by the way, I'm not calling you aged. I'm just saying that, you know.
Oh, I don't mind. Listen, I've earned you're a
good-looking 25, lady. You're a good-looking 25.
So close. So close. Yeah. I've earned every bit of my 42 years, and I'm going to I'm like, well, I may not have the skin elasticity that I used to, but I do have a lot more wisdom under my belt.
There you go. What's up in here? I didn't want you to think I was taking a dig at age. I wasn't saying that
not at all.
I'm just saying that we came up in a time before there was like a professional camera in every phone, you know, or that there were like little cameras the size of a pin, you know, in you know, every park, you know, like watching stuff. So you know, like, in all fairness, now is a little bit more difficult, but you know, you make it happen.
Yep.
Make it. I would not say no. I'd be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, because we were at our neighbor's last weekend, and he was saying that he regrets it now. He's like, well, I should have fucking done it. I just never did. And so now he's on board, I think. But I'm like, I have a much more comfortable place to have sex. Do we need to have sex in a car?
Oh, stop it, Dayna. You already offered.
My 42-year-old bones might not work the way that my 28-year-old bones did.
You have a big back seat, woman. You have a very big back seat, and you guys are both small. It's not like if I was trying to do it, like, my belly is much bigger than it was back when, even though I lost some weight.
It's a good argument. I'll keep you posted.
Goddamn, tell me, no, you need to do that all up. All you got to do is wear a skirt, make it easy, and wear shorts, right? That's easy.
And like, put down a foam mattress or something so my back doesn't hurt. Take an ibuprofen.
It's sitting, woman. Have him sit and lay back a little bit. You're good.
Then I'm going to have to wear knee pads because I don't want my knees to rust.
Okay, we're off this conversation. We're off this conversation. What do you call it? Also, you know, I don't know, this information on this site is just always, every time that you pull it up, it's got some funny ass shit on it. So the
too
one that's
fab
here.
News.
The teen attacks neighbor shouting, "You tried fucking my mom. I'm going to kill you."
Oh, boy. You tried fucking my mom.
Yeah, the suspect allegedly went bite crazy and is accused of gnawing on the victim's ear and arm before attempting to bite off 3 fingers.
Oh, my God.
19-year-old man from Pennsylvania.
Shocker.
Yeah, well, it's all Pennsylvania. You know, fucking and falling into the river.
My ex used to call us Pencil-tucky.
Oh, Lord. Funny enough, what do you call it? This came about. I was looking around and looking at some stuff and things, and being I'm in New York City, there's always been, well, I'm right outside of New York City, but there's always been a rumor that in New York City, like a big urban legend was that there were, alligators in the sewers and stuff like that, which essentially could be true here. I mean, there's more than enough rats for them to eat. Maybe that would help us out by putting gators in the sewers, to be completely blunt. But apparently, a crew in Florida had found out that there was, in fact, a 5-foot gator that was living in a sludge-filled pipe. So there was actually an alligator in the sewer.
Oh my God. Why is this giving me like Ninja Turtle vibes?
I know, right? Like, you don't know what's down there. Can you imagine all of a sudden we have a real life Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Well, okay,
or gator?
so I think that there was a gator that came out of a sewer in New York City at one point, wasn't there?
That could very well be because people, okay. So here
Get them as pets or whatever.
And I'm not going to say who and where and when, okay, but I will give you this information. So years ago, like I have people that were connected, and I had a connection with with one of these people where they had like a pet store was kind of the front for
they got
the business
exotic animals by chance.
Yes. And I don't want to say that what do you call it, who or what it was. I can tell you off air, but I will say that they actually had an adult female gator there and a male one, and they had babies, and then they would sell their babies.
Oh my God.
I actually owned a baby alligator. Who was a nasty son of a bitch, to be completely honest.
Well, yeah, like what? You should not be.
Listen, I was.
They
younger.
are not pets.
I was younger. I was in the animal and pet industry.
It's cool to own exotic animals and stuff. Yeah.
He was really pretty, and I was really trying to get him to take to me, you know what I mean? But I didn't have the time, I guess, to spend to really get him used to me. And you don't want to take a chance of losing a finger to the little thing. So, but I had him for a while. It is what it is. But here's the long and short of it. When they got caught, or they heard that they were going to get caught, they released a bunch of the gators.
Oh my God.
This way it wouldn't be as harsh of a fine. And there were gators. The mother gator was found out east and actually caught. But I don't know where all the little ones went. So,
dude,
you see what I'm saying?
So lucky nothing fucking happened to a human being. Like,
yeah. A couple of dogs I think might have gotten eaten.
Oh my God.
But it is what it is. But that was a true story. And so for people to say, that there are gators in the sewers wouldn't shock me if there was, because there is a food source down there with all the rats and the mice and so forth.
And there's water.
And the water. And
they're swimming in shit gators.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't see it as being a fun life, but it's a life nonetheless, I guess.
Well, see, and that's when they rise up against us, and that's whenever it becomes a horror movie, because they've had to swim in shit and eat rats, and they're like, "Fuck these humans!" They come out of the manholes.
That's crazy.
Just start offing us all.
That's crazy. I'm
gonna sell that to Hollywood.
It's been done. It's been done. I'm sorry to tell you that it's been done. Like multiple times over. Anyways, listen, the fact of the matter is there stuff that we don't know about that's, in our sewers, in our woods, in our oceans, yes, there is. And cue the Twilight Zone music. You know what I mean? But
I don't know.
Anyways, that's about all the time we have, ladies and gents. We hope you enjoyed another episode of the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
I had a good time on this one. This one was fun.
This was a really fun one. This was a good one. And our transitions, might I add, this
so
week,
good. Spot on.
Perfecto. Mwah. Mwah. There you go. Give me some of the Italian. Mwah. Anyway, so Day, you want to let them know the one rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club?
Yes. The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is to tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys again, God willing, next week.
Follow me. Promised land. You think we want something from you? You got another thing coming.